we gotta touch down a little close to home on this note, frighteningly close to home. My heart goes out to everybody affected in small ways or life-changing ways, devastating ways by that catastrophic tornado that ripped through DuPage County on Sunday night, late Sunday night over here in our home state of Illinois. This is my home area. This is Dom. I know you got, I mean, we all have roots kind of in that area. Obviously, Naperville, we all went to college out there. To see your hometown trending or your home area trending on Twitter for the devastating reason of an EF3 tornado. That's never good. Yeah. And this tornado ripped through not only Naperville, it ripped through Woodridge, and I got a lot of roots in Woodridge, Darien, another town I spend a lot of time in. That's back home. And it's odd because like I live in such a rural area now. Like I've never not been my whole life, but I've gotten really acclimated to severe thunderstorms and severe weather. And I'll tell you one thing, living in a rural area, you can see it develop. Like coming from the suburbs, you know, there's a lot of buildings and stuff. You don't get a clear picture. I got cornfields to my, I think that's west. I got cornfields to my west this way. And you can see storms roll in and they're frightening. You can see the lightning before it's even near you, before it's even dark. Jeez. And it's terrifying. It really is when you can see something like that develop. And when I kept hearing multiple rounds of severe storms on Sunday, I kept thinking it was going to hit me. I kept thinking it was going to hit our area, like we were going to have tornado warning. I did not expect this thing to go to DuPage County. This is the most devastating and significant tornado in DuPage County since 1976, which just goes to show you how rare and infrequent something like this is, especially one of this magnitude. The miracle of it all, however, not a single person died. Several injuries, but they're all expected to make a recovery. But in the process of that, some stats on that, some localized stats over here. 19,000 feet was how high the tornado lofted debris above the ground. It was 16.1 miles in length of its continuous track when it moved from Naperville to when it kind of lifted in Willow Springs. 230 as of now is the estimated number of homes with tornado damage, and roughly 20 of those, 20 to 22, are deemed uninhabitable. So, and we're also talking, to give you even more perspective for maybe some southern viewers and listeners that aren't accustomed to this kind of weather, it's 140 mile per hour winds this thing produced. That's outrageous. I remember we had that derecho out here. If you remember that last August, that was hurricane level winds. Yeah. And that was something like I'd never witnessed in my life. That was one of the first, I think I could count on two fingers the two times I was actually legitimately scared by a storm. And that was one of them, was that derecho last August. Like I was legitimately like, you know, like it wasn't like, am I going to die? But it was like, because I was at work and I'm like, are we going to get uprooted right now? Like, because we saw the funnel cloud and it was terrifying. My heart goes out though to people in Naperville, because just seeing your home in just piles of debris and your possessions and everything. I mean, all of that can be replaced as far as the housing goes, but that kind of destruction on somebody's life, I don't wish on a mortal enemy. And I'm sure it hit you guys home. I mean, all throughout Monday and even into Tuesday, you know, getting friends marking themselves safe, posting updates, posting photos. I had a lot of people. I didn't know anybody directly affected, but I had a lot of people who were very close to this thing.
Yeah, I saw a few of my friends on Facebook mark that they were safe, which was, you know, very relaxing to see. Because I mean, I live in Bartlett, so that's about 20 minutes away from both Naperville and Darien as well. So like, you know, just I saw like how bad the wind was getting out there, and we were in our basement throughout the like whole hour and a half that this warning was going on. And I was just like, by the time it was over, I thought nothing of it. I was like, well, it was really bad. And it wasn't until like I went back upstairs, I threw the news on before going to bed, and literally on the cast it said, yeah, the tornado touched down in Darien and is going through right now. And I went, oh shoot. And I stayed about I stayed up for about like another like 45 minutes just watching it until it finally just like stopped, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but I hope everybody's okay.
Wow. Yeah. I was just hiding in the closet with Chelsea and the cats. That's just like, all right, yeah, we got the bad beep sound on our phones. Let's move downstairs because we don't have a basement. My friend hid in a bathtub, and my parents they kind of like half slept through it. They just went to the basement and they just hung out down there. Meanwhile, the tornado, because they live right on the Woodridge border, Downers Grove technically, but Woodridge border. And yeah, it was like a handful of blocks away. And I was like, yeah, I guess that was happening behind us, but we're okay. Nothing happened.
One of my friends told me he got high and was watching Rick and Morty when it was all going down.
That's where I'd want to be.
Funniest shit I've ever heard.
He told me, he's like, I watched the premiere of the new episode, the rerun. He passed out, woke up at 3 a.m. and found out a tornado was like 20 minutes away from him.
No, it's petrifying. And I'll end with this. The difference between severe weather watches and severe weather warnings. As somebody who has to break the news on the radio, my very little prestige here. The difference between a watch and a warning, because this is something I didn't know it when I first started this job. The difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means the conditions are right for it. So if you see a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch or something like that, a watch is indicative that the conditions are right for a certain event. A warning means it's imminent.
It's watch advisory warning. The wow.
Yes.
That's what I learned.
Yes, advisories are thrown in there too, because advisories are like it's like kind of like in the middle of like it's picking up, be alert, alter your plans, not seek refuge quite. Warning is like it's happening, it's coming. Check the radar.
Yeah, it's just funny watching. It's just interesting more so. Just watching all the footage of like all the downed trees and everything. Everyone's doing it on their stories or whatever and various social media, and just looking at all the damage. Thankfully, no deaths, but still the damage. It freaks you out. Meanwhile, down in Central Illinois, they're like first time. It's like it's just that's every other week for them. Not really, but you know what I mean. And,
here's some homework for you two guys and for anybody listening. Look up the Utica Granville tornado of 2004 in my area. Look up the Utica Granville tornado. That was something.
Oh wait, dude, no, I remember that because that was when I was used to living out in Streamwood. I remember like it was bad out there, but it was not as bad as where you're at now.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying like I didn't live through it. Well, yeah, I was alive, but I wasn't out here. But that is a legendary storm. For a lot of reasons, because that day there was nothing. It was a clear forecasted day. It was nothing. And it didn't, the warnings did not take effect until very soon before it hit.
Yeah.
It was a unique day. And like I said, we were about 8. It was 04, I believe. The Utica Granville tornado. Look that up.